At 1,000 cubic feet per second, 10 times the normal flow, caused the structure to shudder.
Worst case scenario is it fills the canal up and you cannot control the flow into the canal.
The sandbag crew got out. Within minutes, the river carved a whole new channel around the diversion.
To be truthful, it was beyond what you could even imagine with pictures. It's amazing what that power of water can do.
The flood punched 5 additional breaches into the sides of the 35-mile-long canal, spreading water across hundreds of acres of farmland and highways. With the roads washed out, Andy Zarek had to be flown in by helicopter.
They flew us in and they dropped me off first in the helicopter. That's when I see Friday morning.
This was the place where he'd worked since high school. The caretaker's home where he'd been raising his family. Piled on a trailer, a few possessions snatched from the wreckage.
You know, this is all I know for over half my life. This is all I've done, and then you got all your family stuff in that house, and your kids, and your wife, and everything you have. You know, personal and employment-wise, you start to wonder, you know, what the heck? Because you can't go home because it's gone, and this is like a second home, so, and this is part ways gone, so what do you do? Where do you start?
All of the misery across central and northern Nebraska in just 36 hours. Historic flooding records had already been broken at 17 locations.
What you have to understand is, yeah, we knew it was big.
In the Emergency Management Operations Center, the insane number of crisis calls came in from across the state.
We knew this was something we hadn't experienced, but when you're in that moment, you've got a job to do and you're pushing with that. I was extremely proud of the people that worked in there. They worked to solve problems. They worked in a very cohesive and collaborative way. You had folks from Department of Transportation, the State Patrol, Nebraska Guard, working these problems and figuring solutions to them. How are we going to get this taken care of?
By the end of the first 2 days, the water claimed 2 more lives. Platte County farmer James Wilkie volunteered to rescue someone trapped in a vehicle. The cold, deep waters of Shell Creek swept Wilkie away. Rescuers could not reach 80-year-old Betty Hammernick in her home near the Loup River before she passed away.
Flash flood statement. The rapid rises expected along the Platte River have flattened out heading downstream. However, the river is still rising as floodwaters continue to pour in from further upstream.
It was Thursday, March 14th. As dozens of smaller streams filled Nebraska's largest rivers, communities like Valley, trapped between the Elkhorn and Platte, had the luxury of a couple of hours of warning instead of just minutes.
So you had time to think about all this as what's coming downstream.
The storm passed and skies were clear, but the larger communities in eastern Nebraska prepared to get slammed.
Pretty much I woke up to a phone call to my mom saying, hey, we gotta get the heck out of here.
People didn't know what to do other than they would back their trucks up to the front door of their house, throw everything they possibly could, and they would take off. People are in a panic.
Everything that I can live without is still in the house. But hopefully it doesn't get too high, then I lose everything.
The hard part about this whole thing is you really can't see what's coming. I mean, you know it's coming, but you really don't know the scope of it until it gets here.
It was moving that fast. So when a levee breaks, you tell people, you need to get out, you need to move now.
By Friday, even the meteorologists at the National Weather Service office in Valley packed up to escape the flood.
Just one shot that I put the camera down on the ground, down by Valley, and I'm watching this water come over the top and start rising, and it's like it's alive as it's coming downstream toward you.
The surge overtook one bridge after another, sealing off Fremont from the rest of Nebraska. Some saw it coming and fled.
one of the critical places was Fremont, simply because the only way you could get in and out of Fremont there for a period was by air.
I call it the island of Fremont. At first it was panic, but then it was everybody's going to pull together. We're going to make this work. We're going to pull all the resources together, everything that we have, and we're going to help each other. And everybody was in a good mood.
Everyone left behind understood the risk and the task at hand. The rivers were only getting higher. Hard work became the only defense.
The hard part is all the ways in and out of town are covered with water, so we're kind of all just stuck here until it